We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality show with a touch of recovery. A reality show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who shares.
I'm joined here by author of Shaped by the Master's Hand, Lolita Robinson.
How are you doing this morning?
Welcome to another day of Joy in My House.
Welcome to another. You know what? We need to be joyful. This is the day that the Lord has made.
That's right.
You know, that takes on a whole new spin for me because sometimes I don't feel joyful. But
you know what? I concur with you on
Yeah.
that. I'm on board. So many things are going on. It's the Memorial Day weekend when we should be memorializing, our veterans. And
that's right.
And most everybody's just interested in what pool party they're going to go to, where they're going to go for a barbecue, how much alcohol are they going to drink. And it so takes away from the real essence of
I'm glad you said that.
what we're doing.
I'm glad you said that. I was starting to say that sometimes I don't feel joyful, but I am joyful that God gives me another day, another chance to get closer to Him and to do whatever it is I need to do. So I'm glad you spoke of that because I've been watching. Well, Netflix is really something else, but I've been watching about the Civil War and plus, the war when we fought with Germany and the casualties and what it took for us to have the freedom that we have today. I am going to find a cemetery tomorrow. I don't have anyone who died in the service, but I do want to go and pay my tribute and say thank you, even though I know that they're not there. I believe they're with our Father in heaven, but I do want to say thank you because they paid a price. And our men and women are paying a price today.
Right now.
Yeah,
and
so I'm glad you said that.
It's so appropriate, especially during this holiday weekend, this Memorial Day weekend. I hope that those out there who have served and are serving or have passed for our freedoms, we are grateful for that because we do live in an amazing country where we have so much choice.
I think we do. We have our problems. We do, and there's a lot of awful things that have happened in this nation, and nobody is not saying that, but overall, the freedom that we have. And we're not poverty stricken as though some people in third world countries are. So you're right. So it's taken a different spin today. We're grateful to be here. And
that's right. And that joy really has to come from within. It just
can't be just
from our circumstances.
There you go.
But really having that peace. For me, it's having that peace with God, knowing that He's still walking with me even through my challenges, even through my struggles, and whatever I go through on a daily. I had an opportunity to have date night with my daughter, who's 18. And
how did that go?
She's 18.
Yeah.
And
where'd you guys go?
We were going to go to the movies, but there wasn't really anything we wanted to watch. We just kind of wanted to spend some time and talk. And, she has a baby, so I have a granddaughter who's 18 months, and just some of her challenges right now and her struggles. And she tells me, Daddy, you don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. And I'm like, I'm hearing you.
Right.
And she tells me, but I want you to understand me. I go, I walked the block in your shoes, honey.
That's right. I understand.
I
more
was
than you
pregnant
think.
with your mom at 18 years old, 19. So I know what you're going through. I might not have the same situation.
Right.
But I've walked the block in those shoes.
Yeah, it's very hard, especially
and I know
that young.
She doesn't believe me because it comes from her father. It's like, things will be fine. You just got to keep on trucking through.
Well, like I said last week when we had Todd on, it's important what you're doing as a father with your daughter. I mean, this date nights and spending this time, she might not feel like you're understanding, but she needs your presence.
That's true. And that's why I just
important.
make the effort.
Yeah.
I just suit up and show up and let God do the rest.
There you go.
I want to thank all of you out there who are listening and viewing for being a part of the joy that we have in our house here. Know that you can follow us on Facebook /Joy in My House. You can follow us on Twitter / Joy in My House.
That's a mouthful, all that stuff
you can tweet us
say.
with any questions or comments for ourselves or our guests. We also have an Instagram page where you can follow us on Instagram / Joy in My House. We had a great show for you last week.
Aww.
Todd Corbin
that was awesome.
has a book out called Reflections of the Sun. And it was so simple but yet so insightful how the sun sheds light on the moon and the moon has certain reflective properties that reflect light.
Well, it kept, what, you're right. What stayed with me is that the moon in itself does not have light at all.
That's right.
Without the sun shining behind it. So without the Lord, we don't have the light.
That's
we think we do, but apart from Him, we are not the light. It's Him in our lives. So His book really touched me on such scientific.
Yes.
So he could talk to those people who are scientifically minded. He could bring it into perspective so that people can see how awesome God that we serve. That's what's so neat about the testimonies. They're from so many different aspects of life, and we're all saying different things, but we're all saying the same thing. We're glorifying the Lord and seeing how he can work in each and every one of our lives. So it's pretty awesome.
It really is.
I
want to thank you guys out there for being a part of Joy that we have here in our house. We have a great show for you today. The members of Reflection, Gita, Sharon, Tony, and Lynn, are here, and they're also going to be performing live at the end of the show. You're not going to want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joy in My House. I want you to stay tuned. We're going to come right back with Reflections on Joy in My House.
Designs by Ardina, a photographic art and design service, preserving heritage and building legacies through art. Wondering what to do with those old photos or new photos? Designs by Ardina offers custom design, one-of-a-kind, photographic and restoration art. Weddings, portraits, special events, places of travel are all great selections for customized photographic art. For more information or a custom quote, visit designsbyardina.com or call 323-455-1251. Innovative and creative printing are available on aluminum, acrylic, and canvas. Custom frame and matting are also available upon request. So visit designsbyardina.com or call 323-455-1251. That's 323-455-1251. Preserving heritage and building legacies through art.
Are you diagnosed with lupus? Do you have friends or family members that are diagnosed with lupus? If so, we have a great solution that may help. Lupavita is a natural multivitamin looking to help with deficiencies seen throughout lupus patients. Lupavita's blend of high-quality ingredients has helped many of its users to improve energy, reduce pain, and clear rashes.
After taking Lupavita for the last 8 weeks, I have experienced a rise in my energy levels and less joint pain in my hands. My rheumatologist has also seen an increase in my vitamin D, B12, and magnesium levels. Lupavita has allowed me to feel the best I have felt since being diagnosed.
Give Lupavita a try today and see if it may help you. It's risk-free and guaranteed up to 60 days. For more information, you can reach us at www.lupavita.com or you can call us at 888-852-2102. Try Lupavita today.
Welcome, this is Greg, inviting you to tune in Saturday, 6 p.m. to the Mystic Ballroom. All vinyl most of the time, and we'll cover psychedelic, soul, garage, and much, much more. Myself and the Young Mogul, we're bringing you this every Saturday at 6 p.m. exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, Live 365 Radio, Flag TuneIn Radio, AHA Radio, TV Radio, and Apple TV Radio. Or you can listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality, radio, handcrafted for yours and mine listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality show with a touch of recovery. I'm joined here by recording artist Lolita Robinson, my co-host.
I'm glad to be here. As I say, let's buckle up and get going.
And our in-studio guests, Gita and Lynn.
Yay!
Members of Reflection, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Oh, you look so beautiful. I'm so happy to see you girls. I'm excited.
Thank you.
I feel like a little kid.
Well, we always like to let our audience and viewers get to know you guys a little bit, get to know how we met. I met Reflections through Gita, but Gita, you met Lolita many years ago, and you guys have performed together.
Over 20 years ago, over 21, 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. How did you guys meet?
Well, I was singing with a group, and one of the ladies in the group was singing Casuals, and so she told me about them. And when I came, the first time I came there, Lolita was there, And immediately, with no rehearsal, they threw us on the stage. We started singing and dancing, and it was perfect. And we did it for 21 years.
Yes, we did. We started our own thing. I don't think they had dancing. Or
No,
whatever,
we did routines and everything.
We started our own little routine. We had a whole business. I knew Jay, but he found me, and I had just had Seth. That's how I know how long we've been together, because he was 2 months old. He's 22 now.
See?
And, so that's how, so we were working together, and I just had the opportunity to keep up with Jeter because I had an accident, which I can't go into too much detail, but to see Jeter reinvent herself and the things that she's doing, I just thought it would be exciting to have the girls on today and Lynn to get to know you, and so you can tell how you guys came together.
Yeah, how did you guys meet?
How'd you meet
Gita
Lynn?
and then how did you guys meet?
Well, Gita and I, we met in, was it a rhythm class?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Leimert Park.
Yeah,
That's
in
so
Leimert
cool.
Park. And we had been running into each other, and we always said, oh, we need to sing together. We need to sing together. And so the last time I ran into her, I said, what are you doing? And she says, nothing. Are you singing? I want to. Okay. Well, why don't we try and get something together?
You just the two of you.
Well, we were looking for a third person.
Okay. So the two of you had the idea to come together and do something.
The two of us were getting together, and then she calls me and she says, "Well, I have an audition with two ladies that are looking for someone," and I didn't know if it included me or not.
Okay. Well, Gita's good that way. She will include
let's
people.
go.
Very
Right.
good.
And so I said, "Oh, well, good." She said, "Yeah, you're going." I said, "Oh, I am." So we went there, and it's history.
Oh, it's so
Charlotte
beautiful.
Pope had introduced us to Reflections, so she told me go over there and rehearse.
Shirley
with them.
did?
No, her name is Charlotte Pope.
Oh, Charlotte Pope.
Yeah,
okay.
and
how do you know Charlotte?
She goes to my church,
Okay.
and she's a singer, and she
Okay.
couldn't do it, and so she said, "Well, you're looking for a group. Here's a group."
Oh.
So
Well, it's
two of us
interesting
were
how
able
God
to
just works and orchestrates
work it together.
everything.
Exactly.
And actually, I had sang with Charlotte in a choir that we were in,
Mhm.
Wow.
and I had just seen Charlotte about a month before we
Isn't that
saw it.
something?
Yeah. So
God had this
God
orchestrated.
has
had,
his
had it all
purpose.
set up.
Well, I know Joel has a
Well, we're
program.
going to go over a little bit
Yeah.
over getting the audience and viewers out there who are listening to get to know you a little bit. So let's go through your family of origin.
Okay.
Gita, where did you grow up?
Detroit, Michigan, Motown.
Wow. Now tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I'm the youngest of 7, and my sisters are all passed, but now I've got new sisters.
Yeah, you do.
And my brother's still in Detroit, Michigan. My brother used to sing in doo-wop. My sisters went to college for vocals, so music was in my family.
Music was always in your family. Who introduced you to music? Who really set that fire for you?
My mother sent us to a camp. It was like it was actually a recreation center, Northern Recreation Center, and they taught
wow.
us dancing, art, music, the whole bit. So I learned everything through that.
And that bit you right there.
Exactly, and
That
that's
gave you
what
the bug.
kids need. They need something like that.
Yeah.
They really do
They
need
do.
some of that
Yeah,
direction.
they
That
do.
is true.
That's good that your mother saw that, develop that talent in you guys. You and I talked about that, the heritage that you came up with Motown. I mean, all the people that
We used to sing in front of Barry Gordy's house,
all the time.
trying to get attention.
And we talked about how, being in it, we've been able to be in the business, but for some reason, the Lord just did not have. In looking back, can you see God's hand in not letting
Well,
you go
there's
the
a lot
route
of
that you
wicked things
thought?
going on in the business, so
Okay.
he kind of save you from a lot of things.
Yes, Well, he saved the best for last. That's all I got to say.
Right.
And then let's let
Yes.
our audience and viewers get to know you a little bit. Where did you grow up?
Chicago, Illinois.
Yay! Chicago, okay.
Chi-town.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about who introduced you to music.
Well, actually, my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She sang in the choir, and I played piano by ear, and I listened by ear, and it just happened.
You have a lot of siblings? Like Gita said, she had 7 brothers. How about
Well, I was an only child for 18 years.
you? Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
18. So your mother got the bug after 18 years to do it again?
So I have a brother and a sister.
Wow.
Yes. And basically, I would have to say, music-wise, my grandchildren, which is my grandson, he is 21. He is now in Korea
Wow.
doing street music
wow.
as a busker.
Good for him. A busker.
And
What's a busker?
A busker is a street performer.
Oh, okay, that's what they're
That-
called.
that's-
Okay.
South Korea. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Not North Korea.
No.
Let's get
Okay,
that
Good
clear.
yeah.
Korea. And my granddaughter, she plays the bass. And she is graduating from high school next week. She is going to Hampton University.
Oh,
congratulations.
Yes, and so it's like my daughter, she is a fantastic singer. My son-in-law plays the guitar like Santana.
Wow.
My grandson plays all instruments. And so that's where the music has just flourished.
You know what? It's like what you were saying earlier. God has given us these talents, and I think people think unless we're on Star Search or American Idol or The Voice, it doesn't. We haven't done anything with our voices, but we have.
We've worked with everybody, and
Absolutely.
God says your gifts will make room for you.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
Yes, they do. And you're still doing it, and
Exactly.
and the family is doing it. I think it comes from a pure place.
It
If
does.
God wants to make it famous and bring a lot of money, that's beautiful. But if you can still do what you love to do and you look good doing it, and it makes other people happy, to me, that's success.
That's
think
true.
that's
true. Okay.
That's
And you
true.
love what
Because in
you're
high
doing.
school, you were
Yeah.
part of a choir and you joined a singing group. Is that what started your passion for performing? Where did your passion
Yes.
for performing start? Because you were part of a singing group at a young age in
Yeah.
high school.
Right. I was with a girls singing group, and then I started with, I went to 3 guys and myself. Then I went to 2 guys and myself.
Did anybody become a
And,
husband in here?
Actually,
That's what happens.
I
was in the
married.
play.
No, I married one of the guys.
That's happened.
That
Judy,
was
you did too,
in
didn't you?
both of the groups.
I did.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm calling you out. Well, I married a man in a
Yeah.
play, so
Yeah. And so my
Yeah.
husband is a singer as well.
Wow.
And so we just sing right along.
Okay. Is he still with you?
Yes,
husband?
yes. So
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We need to put an applause for that.
Yeah,
Because
right.
so many couples are not making it. Congratulations.
yes,
Good for you.
We're still making it.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
That's what this shows. That's why I wanted to say that how after 50 people want to just throw you out. God just begins. I'm excited.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
guys are reinventing yourselves probably 5 and 6 times over.
Over and over again.
Yeah,
Over and
but
over.
it's so hard to try and retrain.
Yeah, that's true. But what's the alternative to give up and go? So
Well,
Keep it moving.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
You just have to
Absolutely.
keep it moving.
this is
Well,
exciting.
I wanted to touch on you, Jita. When did you get that bug for performing? You grew up, in Detroit. In
Right,
Detroit,
well-
it was but when did that really hit you where you're like, I just want to be up on stage. I want to perform.
My girlfriends and I, high school friends, we'd sing going to school, right? We all sung harmony, and we'd have a little group going. And one day, one of our friends told us about a recording studio that was looking for some girls. So we went there. They signed us up. We became the Sequins. We had a record out at age 16.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
And
Yeah.
it was a local hit, and we went from there. And ever since, it's been just a love bug.
You have never stopped. You
Never,
have
ever
See,
stopped.
I know you. I'm getting to know my sisters and the
Yes,
ladies that are
never
coming.
stops.
But you are always got something. And even the people that you performed with in the past still are doing things.
Exactly. Tony Newton's one of them. That
Yeah.
We still do things with Tony Newton. I work with Stephen McGill Project. We just recorded a CD last year. I'm a songwriter as well, so I've been writing on everybody's material.
And you write plays.
Yes, and I write plays.
And you can't give that up.
Again, it's just a
mean,
love.
you're right,
God gave
really
it to
right.
me. I'm going to use it, and He gave it to me, and I love what He gave me. So I got to keep doing it.
So what do you tell people who feel like it's over?
Don't give up. Never give up.
Okay.
Keep going. Enjoy what you're doing. No matter what happens, you don't have to be on the very top. Just love what you're doing, and you'll feel good.
There you
That's
go.
true.
And Lynn, for you, I wanted to ask you, what keeps you going? What keeps you passionate, even through all the challenges of trying to reinvent yourself, of trying to continue your craft? What keeps you motivated?
God.
Okay.
It's like I've been given the talent and I've shared it, and I found that I've been trying to do so many things to make other people's dreams come true. And now I feel that it is my time. And the Father has still made it available for me to be able
that is
to
beautiful.
do that. And so therefore I am dedicated to me.
You know what? That's beautifully said. That brings tears to my eyes because there's a season.
Yes.
I mean, we've raised our children.
Yes.
You put your attention towards doing, sacrificed during those years, and God honors that. So there's maybe mothers out there that are feeling, well, I want to do what they're doing. But what can you girls say about seasons of time? Either one of you,
Well, within the season, I feel that I've also been blessed because I've worked with some very prominent people, and I've had the pleasure of working with H.B. Barnum and his Life Choir and singing and traveling with him. And I just, I feel that there is something there that is a gift that should be shared throughout the generations. I sang with my husband. We were in the Amazing Platters.
Oh, wow.
And so that is music that should live forever. Motown music is music that should live forever. And it's my passion to make sure that it still
that it continues,
is revived.
Wow.
Generation
That's
after
beautiful.
generation.
Well, Gita, I got to ask you, through being in the business for so long, some of the challenges. Why don't you tell us a little bit of some of the challenges? I think people out there listening and viewing get to see you guys and say, wow, you guys have made it. You guys are successful. But I also wanted to touch on some of the negatives, some of the challenges that you guys went through to get to where you are today.
Wow. Well, some of the things you go through, getting involved in something and really loving what you're doing, and all of a sudden the carpet is snatched from under your feet and it's over. So what do? You can't stop just because one thing didn't work. You have to, as Lolita said, reinvent yourself.
That's true.
You have to keep going. When Lolita and I's project, when it stopped, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Devastating for me.
It was very devastating for me too.
Yeah.
And when Lolita left, everything seemed to get washed up. So instead of just sitting there crying about it, God heard the tears in my heart.
Yes, he did.
And he answered.
And I watched you be okay. You worked for Sony Pictures. I don't know whether or not that's off. You were what do you call it? Executive
Assistant to the vice president, to the CEO. I've been up there
you've
doing
known
it all.
I've managed.
John
Singleton, everybody.
I worked for John Singleton.
And so I watched when that season.
Yes. Well, God has a season for everything.
Yes.
And there's a reason why he'll take you out of that and put you into something else. I'm working for somebody else. Do what you love. I gave you this gift. Use it. And I couldn't use it until those other doors were closed.
And then he gave us this 21-year period of whatever he did with that period.
And it helped us in many ways.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And then you're an artist.
Yes, I've done a lot of artwork. I've sold a lot of things. I do portraits, watercolor, charcoals. I've done James Brown. I'm doing a whole series of all those that we've lost recently. So I'm still working on my art as well. I'm still working as a playwright as well. Wow. And everything possible, that every gift that God's given, use it. I say use it.
Well, I think that's why you beautiful ladies are beautiful and youthful. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Because it's from the inside, having your faith, having the faith in the Lord. And you know what? God saves the best for last. The world, see, you want to be in Satan's kingdom, go ahead, because he'll use you till you're about, maybe 40. 50, they'll look at you a little bit. But he tosses you out. But God, our God, he says, hey, you're just beginning.
That's right.
He's
but
for the
also
mature.
didn't make it until he was really old.
Okay, hello. hello. Okay.
And Lynn, because you had an interesting situation where you were ready to record a record.
Yes.
And you were in the studio, you're ready to record, and the man just didn't show up.
Yeah, that was...
Let's talk a little bit about that, this disappointment.
Okay, that was with two other guys and myself, and this radio DJ had...
Richard's looking like, I ain't the one.
Had, contacted us, and we were doing shows around the city and, for political events and what have you. And so he wanted to take us into the studio, and I thought that was just wonderful. And we got to the studio, and the engineer was saying, okay, we'll wait until he comes. And we waited, and we waited, and he never showed. So a year later, I heard him on the radio. He came on about 2:30 in the morning, and I called him. Wow. And then he told me, oh, I had a heart attack. We never heard anything for that whole year.
Wow.
And then...
It must have been devastating.
Oh, it was devastating. That's why I had to stay in the Lord. because I said if I had seen you, you would have had a heart attack.
No.
But anyway,
Yeah, because it looked like a big break, a big door. I've had many of those. Yeah.
But then I also found out that it was the Tribune newspaper in Chicago. There were some representatives there at the show. They wanted to offer me a contract. He told them that I was signed with him, which I was not.
Oh.
That's terrible.
And I didn't find out about that until a year later. Someone asked, well, whatever happened with your contract with the Tribune people? What contract? So he had lied. So that's why
that's a lot of stuff you get.
I have to stay in the Lord. I put God first, and if he goes before me, my path will be clear.
No way.
Amen.
We've
And that
had
is
a
so
lot of
important. And that's
disappointments.
what I hope that you out there listening and viewing get from this. It's really putting God first and trusting in him, even when there's certain doors that are very big that seem to be open.
We've had a lot of disappointments.
And get shut right in front of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is disappointing, and it does take away some of that wind in your sails. But if we really rely on the Lord, I think as you ladies have, look what he's doing now. Because when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Tony and Sharon from the Reflections. You're not going to want to miss. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. This is Joy in My House, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to stay tuned.
Joy in my house, joy in my house, joy. I got joy.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
SoCal NOMA, the Southern California chapter of the National Organization of Minority Architects, is hosting its 7th annual 3-day summer camp on 3 successive Saturdays, 9th, July 16th, and July 23rd for ages 10 through 15, with a reception and award ceremony on July 30th at Southern California Institute of Architecture. Campers will enjoy a one-day field trip created to engage new ideas for famous and important local community projects. Day 2 of the camp will be hands-on exploration of the campers' innate qualities as it relates to building design experience. And Day 3 will include learning how to use a 3-dimensional computer software program to create the built environment. To learn more and to register, go to socalnoma.org. That's SOCALNOMA.org, and click on the Camp Noma page. Be sure to register today at socalnoma.org. SoCal Noma, proud sponsors of LA Talk Live and the Talk Live Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Ro Williams, and I would like to invite you to join GospelRhythms.com every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show, GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio. Join us as we celebrate Christians around the world in all genres of entertainment, as well as highlight interest stories on men and women who are making a difference and impacting their community. So don't forget to tune in to GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes under R&B or watch us live on Ustream TV. We are reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio on LATalkLive.com. We're more than just talk. We're heaven's party here on earth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality show with a touch of recovery. A reality show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who shares.
I'm joined here by my co-host and author of Shaped by the Master's Hand, Lolita Robinson.
This has been a fun show, and I'm learning a lot about people, and I'm glad to be here.
Same here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're being a part of the joy that we have in our house here on LATalkLive.com. We have our in-studio guest is Tony and Sharon, members of Reflection. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right.
So it all started with you two, huh?
So I wanted to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to come on and share a little bit of what the work of God doing in your lives and actually bringing this band, Reflections, together. Tell us a little bit about Reflections.
Well, which one?
We'll start with
which
the.
one? Okay, well, I'm going to start off the reflections. Actually, it began. We were a special blend, and we were three females, and one moved back east. So then we got two guys, and it was two girls. And so we did that for a while, and we said, hey, we want a female group, all female. So we kept special blend, and then we formed two plus two.
Okay.
And we were doing a lot of things, a lot of local things, and it was going well.
What kind of music are you doing?
We do mostly Motown oldies.
All right.
We do some spiritual songs, and we also R&B.
Okay, good.
We do it all. But our main focus is the old town classic oldies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, then I gotta ask her, and how did you link up with Tony? How did you guys meet? How did this friendship come about?
One of our mutual friends, Daryl.
You want to come? Can you move up?
Sure.
Move the mic closer to you.
Daryl introduced us. He knew that we were looking for another person to sing with, and they were also looking. So he hooked us up together, and we've been together.
How
ever
long
since.
ago was this?
About 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I want our audience and viewers to get to know you a little bit. So why don't we share a little bit of your testimony? And we'll start with Tony. Tony, you grew up in Los Angeles, and you were raised by your grandparents.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh, certainly. I'm from a family of 9 siblings.
Wow.
I'm second to the oldest, but I was only raised with the oldest, my brother Joe, by my grandparents in Inglewood. And
did your parents pass away or no?
Well, my mother did when I was in high school.
All right.
Wow.
But I was raised since I was 2 with my grandparents.
So it's special circumstances. Okay.
Yes, special
All right.
circumstances.
Okay.
And my grandmother, she wasn't in the music business, but she played the piano, and she was always playing the piano, and she never sang professionally, but she was always singing classic standards. And so quite naturally, I was always singing, and she would play the piano, and she'd have me come in and entertain her club members, and she would play and I'd sing. And so that's how it all started.
That's beautiful.
And I was always singing in school, whether it was choir, playing violin.
Because in school, you were part of a group called Unique Five.
Unique Five, and it started in junior high.
Wow.
And we sang, we were very well known at high school. We also sang outside of school as well at senior citizen homes and talent shows. And we would, I'd say about 95% of the time we won.
Oh, wow. That's great.
That was a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because you also had the opportunity, you played at Disneyland, you toured to
yes,
Hawaii
that
to
was
perform as well.
The magical choir group at Morningside High.
Oh, you went to Morningside.
Morningside.
Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yeah. And yes, we did go to Hawaii for a competition for, I believe it was 10 days.
What was that like?
Oh, it was fantastic. I was 18 at the time.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
And it was just wonderful. And I always said I wanted to go back as an real adults, and I had the opportunity a couple of years ago. Went to Maui for a few days.
Did you cut up?
So that's another show.
And that's another show.
That was a good answer.
But you also did get the opportunity to play at the Rose Bowl as well.
Yes, we played at the Rose Bowl with oh gosh, what's his name that played the piano with the bubbles?
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, we sung there. We sung at Disneyland. We got the opportunity to meet John Wayne.
Now this is what Morningside
with the choir.
With the choir,
yes,
okay.
Yeah.
So that was a good foundation for you.
It
So music was
was.
in your bones
It was.
too.
We also recorded an album at the school, which was my first time recording. Was in high school.
Wow.
But then after that, after I graduated, I joined a band. We called ourselves Awesome, and we did a lot of local gigs, and I've also done a lot of studio work. Let's see what.
But what a
you
great,
haven't stopped.
great
That's
foundation
beautiful. Yeah.
to have as you're growing up, because
mhm.
we're kind of talking about how we came up or how you guys came up in music.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna ask you, Sharon, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a multitude of places. My father was in the Navy.
Oh boy.
So we
Okay.
moved about every 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we lived in Ohio, Rhode Island, California most of the time.
Siblings? How many siblings?
I have one brother and one sister.
Okay.
Right.
So how was that traveling around a lot?
It was okay because we were used to it. That's what we did. So
You guys didn't know exactly. It was just part of your lifestyle.
it was our lifestyle.
And let's
Though
talk.
Was music a part of your life too?
It was from a very early age. Yes, my mother would play the radio and she would sing, and I would sing right along with her. Right? Yes, I knew all the lyrics.
Oh wow. See,
And even the harmonies at a very early age, probably about 5 years old.
that is so cool.
Mhm.
So everybody had that foundation. It was something just inbred, a talent that God had given you,
That's true.
and you're still doing it. That's what's so beautiful. I think that's the
Yeah.
message we're trying to get out there. Who cares? Or if you get discovered, that's beautiful. But you still do what you do because you love it.
We do.
That's
We
true.
You
And I
know,
wanted
you're
to touch
making
on
music.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
true.
touch on the first time you performed and what that was like and what gave you that bug to continue on doing what you're doing.
My first performance in front of an audience was when I was in high school. I went to Mission High School in San Francisco, and I sang in a group called Silk, Satin, and Lace. There
I love
there
it.
were three of us.
Oh, silk, satin, and lace. I
Yes.
love it. Now, which one were you?
I was Silk.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I like that.
We it was a rally, a school rally. The kids were so noisy. They were talking, and when we got up there and started singing, you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet.
Now you know you got talent when your
Oh
peers
my
sit down. and
goodness,
listen.
yes.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So ever since then I was like, oh my gosh, we have control over these kids, this audience where I want to keep singing. So yeah, that was a real experience. Very spiritual too.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, beautiful. What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by spiritual? Having the ability to know that my God-given talent would make someone want to listen.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I'm sure it was healing to them
Mm-hmm.
because the applause was beyond our imagination.
Wow.
And I'm sure it's healing to you too. I mean,
It's very
to know
healing.
that you're doing something that you've been ordained to do, or God has called you to do, and you are touching people.
True, yes.
Well, I wanted to ask, Tony, you had some disappointment when you became a part of a lead of Dennis Edwards from The Temptations.
Yes.
You became a lead. And I wanted to touch on some of these disappointments to remind people that it is not without challenges. It is not without, different forks in the road that we take sometimes. Even though our ultimate goal is to serve God
Right.
and to glorify Him, we still have these big challenges and these big decisions that are being made. Because you had a
definitely.
big disappointment with Dennis Edwards. Let's talk about that.
Yes, that was back in the 80s. And he was forming a female group, and we were called the Tempettes.
No.
And we were rehearsing. It was in Inglewood also. It seems like my life is focused in Inglewood.
Okay.
But yes, we were getting ready for, it wasn't a cruise. It was a yacht.
Oh.
And performance. And it was a full band with horns, and it was wonderful. And then after a couple of months, he made the announcement that he was in a legal bind with, I don't want to say
Right.
the name,
Right.
with a well-known singer, and everything shut down.
Oh boy.
Oh, what a
Shut down. It
disappointment.
was
Like you
just
said, for the first time,
Yeah.
you're getting paid for your rehearsals.
We were.
You're getting
yes.
paid for studio time. You're in there developing this production. It's not even a one-person show. It's a big production that you're getting ready
Yes.
for. And it,
Yes.
like Gita said earlier, the rug got swept out from under you.
Exactly.
How was it dealing with that disappointment?
It was the first time for me experiencing something like that, and there was no way that you could have told me that it was not going to happen.
Right.
This was big time,
Yeah.
for
Right.
me.
I know, yeah.
And for that to happen, it was very discouraging. It
Yeah.
really was. It really was. But you can't stop.
That's what Gita was saying
You know,
earlier. Yeah.
it's yes, it's in you. It's from the day that I was born, I believe. You know, so I was always looking for something else.
And you feel like the word
And
was in looking back, and you see God's hand in it in terms
yes.
of yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, yes. He was definitely there.
Hmm.
He's always there.
Yes, he is.
He really is, as
And
long as
you-
we're receptive to him.
Exactly. You may not know it at the time that you're going through it, but he's always there, and
Yes, he
you realize
is.
it at some point. God is with you.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, Sharon. What
Yeah.
challenges did you face being passionate about music and performing now? You have the bug in you. What challenges did you face?
My biggest challenge was trying to balance home. I had a child
Hmm.
and career.
There you go.
Yes, it was very challenging.
So I take it you were more towards your son or your daughter?
My daughter,
Yeah.
yes, I was. So I had put my career on hold
Yes,
for a
me
while.
too.
Hmm.
And I think in looking back, and for you in looking back, do you feel like that was are you glad you did it?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Very glad.
So
yes.
talk to somebody out there who's in that dilemma, who has a child and
And they want to make it big.
they want to make it big, and
they're
you can
motivated.
it's because a certain age to make it big secularly. It is
Yes,
age.
that's true.
It
Yeah,
is
there
very
is,
age.
there is.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think having your home life balanced is more important, but you can't give up. I didn't give up.
Mhm.
I would never give up. I have it in me to sing. I have music in me.
Well, you're doing it now. That's what we're talking about, the seasons of time.
Yes, it's true.
I mean, you raised your daughter, obviously.
Yes, she's
you know.
grown.
I think you're. I was talking to a lady at my niece's her nursery school. The lady was like over it, and the Lord called her out because she has 3 children, and she said she's really grieving the loss. She misses going back, but she knows this is important. And after raising 3 sons, and they're doing well right now, there's nothing more important.
That's true. So
And
true.
see, and the world is
Absolutely.
talking.
Yes.
You know, they're telling us that we need to be famous, and that's wonderful. Those that are, I take my hat off to them. But
You have to be
shaping
grounded
lives.
at home.
Yeah,
Has to be grounded.
you do. You have to be
Yeah.
grounded. You know, so
And these challenges, they don't just come. We're talking about challenges in the music industry because you guys are musicians.
right,
Correct.
But that is a separate set of challenges.
That's true.
right.
Because there are also challenges at home, like you were now touching on, having to balance your home life, your marriage, your child rearing,
True.
and balance this business that you're trying to break into and take to the next level. Because you had a devastating challenge.
Yeah.
That was your first devastation, was
Music related.
the music
yeah.
related, but you had one at home as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, in 2010,
Mhm.
I lost my home, which my kids grew up there.
Wow.
And I lost my home business daycare, and I was devastated. At 54, I'm 60 now.
Mhm.
To have all that wiped out, it was deep, deep depression.
Oh yes.
Oh, it
I can
is.
only imagine.
It is.
I slept in my car a
Oh,
few
my
times.
goodness.
I was going from sofa to sofa, ready to give up,
Mhm.
but I didn't. And
Did you have people around you praying
I
for
did.
you?
I did. Sharon was, she was actually, we were living together at that
Oh,
time.
wow.
So when I lost the house.
Now that
you
says a
know,
whole lot about a friendship, because you guys are still
yeah.
friends and you're singing together. I mean, that's a friend that sticks closer to a brother. That's how I feel about Gita.
Mhm.
I mean, we went through a lot together. I'm really, you know, we can't say
right.
a lot, you know, on camera, but we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And there's something in that.
I wasn't expecting that. Life was going good for me.
Mhm.
You know, my family, we were always having some kind of family function, birthdays, and to have that ripped away from you. God was trying to wake me up. He was shaking me up at that time.
What do you think he was?
I went
'cause
through this
I don't want to. I want you
depression.
guys to sing. What happened?
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
I
no,
went
I
through a
want you to
depression. I
elaborate.
went
Is it
through
good?
a
Yeah.
depression.
Good.
We have
I was on
time.
Prozac
Wow.
for
Thank
for
you.
a couple of months. And Sharon, I don't know if you were aware of that. I think I shared that with you.
You did.
But yeah, and
Mhm.
I knew God was trying to tell me something.
What was he saying? What would he? In looking back.
He wanted me to humble myself.
Mm.
And through this journey, and I'm still going through the journey, and I was taken in by Billy Foster. He's also a musician.
Yeah, his name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's Etta James.
Okay.
He was married to Etta James.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
And I'm still there. And there was a lot of prayer. We would hold hands and we would pray. And when I was going through my moments, I'd go knock on his door and say, I need you to pray for me. And excuse me. So I'm on a journey right now.
But that's beautiful. You can feel that the Lord was. I think people think, so what, God just wiped you out so you can be humble? That's not what you're saying, right?
No.
What are you saying?
There's a plan. He has a plan for me.
Right.
And I'm still kind of molding and shaping and trying to figure it out right now. But it's all good.
Well, it is
Everything
good.
that happens for a reason, I believe.
I think we all go through like they call it the dark season of the soul. I heard this woman at a retreat talk about that. I think there comes a time in my walk and from hearing other people's testimonies where he lets you know I'm it.
That's right.
You know, you can't get your dependency on man, jobs. I am it. And he takes you through that season of time when you really have to depend upon him.
That's right.
So you feel like that's kind of like what happened to you?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I did.
And what's interesting is through that challenge, through that struggle, you guys then decided to continue on with the passion that you had for music and your craft, your God-given gift. My kids and I used to play a game, and we used to say, if you had a superpower, what would you want it to be? My son would be, I want to fly. My daughter would be, I can turn invisible and I can move through people and they wouldn't see me. I go, you know what I would want as my superpower? I wish I can sing.
Oh my goodness.
Because I feel that singing to me, there's certain people that can develop it. But there's certain singers, like I look at Lolita and when I hear her sing, it's a God gift, and that is something that you cannot develop. And only God can give it to you, like he did for her, or not give it to you, like he did for me. So
thank you for saying that.
I really admire singers, and when they sing and they're captivating, it's an amazing gift. And God used that with you guys to not only bring you guys close together, but to continue on this passion that you have, because you guys are representing him through your singing.
Yeah.
That's true. Which is an amazing
It's a whole
thing.
nother level too when you're singing at this. I think it's true. Youth is wasted on the young, I think.
It is. I say that all the
really
time.
is. It really, in terms of when you're 20, you just don't get it. I mean, shoot, I wish I could go back and look like that, but the whole thing of it is that now you're singing from a whole different place in life, and you can really touch people on a different level.
And it's never too late. We're the four of us, we're 60 plus.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're ready.
That's right.
And
we are ready.
That's what's exciting about this. It's not over. I mean, the world just tosses you out. That's what I was saying earlier. Satan gets rid of, after 30 or 40, he gets rid of you. And they go down, they don't know what to do with themselves. But with us, maturity, I think he can trust you more.
That's right.
That's true.
How about, would you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah,
I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, he can trust you now. You can he can let you out in the pasture a little bit, and when he whistles and says come, you will come. He's a very good dad. He doesn't give his children access when we're too young. The enemy does that. He gives them all this money and cars and stuff, and then they not everybody, but a big majority of people can't handle that. But our God is not that way. I'm like, how come they get to? I don't care what they do. That's not how I do.
Right. Well, like I said, what an amazing opportunity to be able to hear you guys perform today, because today you guys are going to do a live performance.
Yes.
Reflections. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joy in My House. I want you to stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to have a live performance from Reflection. Yay. You're not going to want to miss. You guys stay tuned. This is Joy in My House.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. The Dialogue, Real talk, real people. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to the dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hey, shout us out. What's the count? I'm your host. I am WDC. Tune in to WDC Radio on LA Talk Live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for sickle cell trait awareness, lupus, bullying, mental health, and all different aspects of life. So tune in to WDC Radio right here on LA Talk Live. Also, you can listen to us on iTunes, Live 365, YouTube, and Ustream. And don't forget Apple TV and Roku right here on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk. Shout us out. What's the count?
What would your life be like if you needed blood transfusions every 2 or 3 weeks just to survive, and if you had to worry about all the iron from that blood making your heart and liver shut down? That's just what life is like for a person with thalassemia. If 2 people who each carry the trait for thalassemia have a child, there's a 25% chance with each pregnancy that the child will have thalassemia. For more information, visit the Cooley's Anemia Foundation at www.thalassemia.org. That's THALASSEMIA, or call 212-279-8090.
Hi, this is Marsha Waiteka, inviting you to join me every Monday at 1 p.m. for Born to Talk, where conversation plus connections equal community. Be sure to tune in to Born to Talk with Marsha Waiteka, Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also listen live at iTunes Radio R&B, TuneIn Radio, Radio Flag, Live 365, or AHA Radio. This is Reality Radio, handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. We are LA Talk Live, and we are born to talk.
Hey, this is Trisha Mann Grant, and I am inviting you to join us every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Gospel Rhythms, Heaven's Party here on Earth. And join us as we talk to the Christians, just not any Christian, but all Christians of entertainment and all walks of life. Don't forget to tune in to Gospel Rhythms, Heaven's Party here on Earth every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, TuneIn Radio, AHA Radio, TiVo Radio, and Apple TV Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Join My House, inspirational reality show with a touch of recovery. A reality show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who shares.
I'm joined here by my recording artist and co-host, Lolita Robinson.
Glad to be here.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, today in the studio, we have a live performance from Reflection.
love you for all seasons. I love you with the gentleness of a falling leaf on an autumn day. But now, first of all, I love you with the richness of a winter when the snow comes out to stay. I don't know how to explain my love seasonal change. It's never the same. All I know is I love you for so many reasons. I love you for all seasons. Autumn, spring. Ooh, I love you. Hey, baby. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, reflections on Joy in My House. Now, I did want to ask you, ladies, you guys have been performing for a while now, and you guys are so much in sync right now. What would you say to somebody out there going through the same challenges and struggles and at the cusp of coming back like you ladies did together to give back God's gift to the world? What would you say to them to encourage them, to inspire them? We talked about the challenges, we talked about the struggles, but now let's talk about how do we inspire them? What would you say to them?
Dedication and rehearsals.
Rehearsals.
Capital letters, bold,
and
beautiful. But always put God first.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen
And
on
He
that.
will give you everything that you need. Especially patience.
And He will open doors that no man can close.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
And
You
something
girls, that was beautiful. I was really oh man, that was beautiful.
Well, let's talk about your next event, because coming up on July, I believe it is 23rd, in Los Angeles, you guys will be performing. Tell us a little bit about this amazing event.
West. It's kind of like a Motown show. The
Come up
Temptations.
closer. Come
Oh, I'm
closer.
sorry. The Temptations review, and we're also going to be singing a couple of oldies on that event there, and it's in Lamert Park at the Regency West.
It's a dinner show.
It's a dinner, right?
Oh, wow.
It's a dinner and show.
And the first 100 free lobster dinner.
Included
wow.
with their dinner.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
One
is
thing that I wanted to
beautiful.
touch on that is, on a more difficult note, I know that you guys lost a band member to cancer, and I wanted to just, give her honor and a little bit of tribute.
Ollie Raspberry, do you want to talk about that, Sharon?
Yes, Ollie Raspberry.
Move up a little bit. Thanks.
We sang together for.
Bless you.
I sang with her for about 10 years, and the two of us went to Tony and formed 2+2, and she passed away from cancer, and we really miss her.
Yes.
Well, she's singing with you from the
Yes,
Heavenly
she is.
Choir.
That's right.
I know
That's
it's
right.
all. Thank you, girls.
I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. It's been amazing opportunity.
Thank you for having
The
us.
show is coming to a close, but we like to ask this of all of our guests before we go. And just very quickly, what does Joy in My House mean to each and every one of you?
Hold on, everybody. Speak
One more time.
Go on, Lynn. Okay, I'll say that first of all, that I know I am a child of God, and I know that as long as I am obedient and trust and have faith, that He will always guide me in the right direction.
Amen.
And in that way, I have nothing else to do but to just sit back and let the Father work.
Amen. Well, she spoke for all of you, huh?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Thank
you for coming on. I love you guys. Thank you guys again for coming on. This is Joy in My House,
Have us
ladies
again.
and gentlemen.
Thank you.
I want you to catch us live every Sunday here at noon with life-changing stories that will inspire you and talent that will motivate you. This is Joy in My House. I want you to stay tuned. Catch us live every Sunday here at noon. Thank you, Lolita, my co-host, my producer, Richard. Woo! Richard, have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe. God bless.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.
Joy in my house, joy in my house, joy.